Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Today's gist is one that has been getting a lot of attention lately, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. A lot of fans have been closely watching the interactions between Maurice Sam and Pearl Watts, and the big question on everyone's mind is simple. Is Maurice Sam actually in love with Pearl Watts? Now, let's really take our time and break this down properly, because this is not just about one moment or one video. This is something that fans believe has been building gradually, and when you look closely, you start to understand why people are connecting the dots. Let's start with the overall vibe between them. When two people are just friends, there's usually a certain boundary you can feel, even if they are close. But with Maurice and Pearl, fans keep pointing out that there's a different kind of energy. It feels relaxed, natural, and very comfortable. It doesn't look like two people trying to impress each other. It looks like two people who already understand each other on a deeper level. And that kind of comfort doesn't just happen overnight. It usually comes from spending time together, having conversations, building trust, and getting familiar with each other's personalities. That's why many people believe that whatever is going on between them didn't just start recently. Another thing people can't stop talking about is the way Maurice behaves around Pearl. It's not loud or overly obvious, but it's consistent. The attention he gives her, the way he listens when she speaks, and how he reacts to her presence. These are subtle things, but they say a lot. When someone is genuinely interested in another person, it often shows in these quiet, unforced ways. Then there's the eye contact. A lot of fans have highlighted this repeatedly. Eye contact can be very revealing, especially when it's steady and calm. Maurice seems very focused whenever Pearl is around. It's not distracted, and it's not something he does randomly. It feels intentional, and that's why people are reading meaning into it. Now let's talk about consistency, because this is where things get even more interesting. It's not just that they've been seen together once or twice. It keeps happening. Different moments, different settings, but the same connection. And when something repeats itself like that, it naturally raises questions. Consistency often suggests that there is an ongoing relationship, whether it's friendship or something more. But when you combine that consistency with the kind of chemistry they display, it starts to look like something deeper. Another important detail is how Pearl responds as well. This is not a one-sided situation. She also appears comfortable, engaged, and fully present whenever she's with Maurice. Her reactions, her expressions, and her body language all seem to match his energy. And when both people are giving off the same kind of vibe, it usually means there's a mutual connection. Let's also look at their playful interactions. They joke with each other, tease each other, and seem to genuinely enjoy each other's company. But even in those playful moments, fans believe there's an underlying layer of closeness. It doesn't feel shallow. It feels like there's something more beneath the surface. Body language is another big factor that fans keep analyzing. The way they stand close to each other, the way they turn toward each other during conversations, and how they react to each other's movements. These small details might not seem important at first, but when you notice them repeatedly, they start to form a pattern. And speaking of patterns, that's really what has fueled this entire conversation. People are not just reacting to one moment. They're reacting to multiple moments that all seem to point in the same direction. That's what makes this situation so interesting. There's also the role of social media in all of this. Every time they appear together, it quickly becomes a topic of discussion. Fans share clips, screenshots, and opinions, and before you know it, everyone is analyzing every detail. And once that kind of attention starts, it's hard for it to slow down. Another thing worth considering is timing. Sometimes, when two people start appearing together more often, it's because their relationship is evolving. It could be a friendship getting stronger, or it could be something deeper developing. And right now, fans are trying to figure out which one it is. It's also interesting to look at how people around them react. Sometimes, the people in the background can give subtle clues. Their expressions, their reactions, and even the way they behave can add another layer to the story. And in some of the moments fans have seen, there are reactions that seem to suggest something more might be happening. At the same time, it's important to keep things balanced. Not every strong connection means romance. Two people can have amazing chemistry and still just be friends. But what makes this situation different is how many signs seem to be appearing at once. Another angle people have brought up is emotional presence. When Maurice is around Pearl, he seems fully engaged. He's not distracted, not distant, and not half involved. That kind of presence often suggests that someone values the moment and the person they are with. And then there's the question of intention. Is all of this just coincidence, or is there something deliberate behind it? That's something only they can answer. But from the outside, fans feel like there's a level of intention in how they interact. As time goes on, people are paying even closer attention. Every new appearance, every new interaction becomes part of the bigger picture. And the more those moments add up, the stronger the speculation becomes. Still, without any direct confirmation from Maurice, Sam, or Pearl Watts, everything remains in the realm of speculation. And sometimes, that's what keeps people hooked. The mystery, the guessing, the anticipation. At the end of the day, whether this is just a strong friendship or something more, one thing is clear. Their connection has captured people's attention in a major way. And as long as they continue to show up together and interact the way they do, the conversation is not going anywhere anytime soon. But let's go even deeper, because there are still more layers to this that fans have been discussing. Some people believe that the way Maurice carries himself around Pearl shows a level of respect and admiration. It's not just about attraction. It feels like he genuinely values her as a person. And that kind of energy is often associated with something more serious. Others have pointed out how relaxed he seems in her presence. When someone is completely at ease around another person, it often means there's a strong level of trust. And trust is a key foundation in any meaningful connection. There's also the idea of emotional alignment. From what fans have observed, they seem to be on the same wavelength. Their reactions, their timing, and their interactions all seem to match. And that kind of alignment is not always easy to find. Another thing people are watching closely is how this situation evolves over time. Because if this really is something more than friendship, there will likely be more signs in the future. And fans are definitely ready to catch every single one of them. At the same time, some people are more cautious. They believe that it's important not to jump to conclusions too quickly. And that's a fair point. Because without clear confirmation, everything is still based on observation and interpretation. But even with that caution, the interest is still very strong. Because at the end of the day, people enjoy seeing connections like this. Whether it turns out to be love or just a strong friendship, it's something that naturally draws attention. And that's exactly what is happening here. The combination of chemistry, consistency, body language, and mutual engagement has created a situation that people can't stop talking about. So now it really comes down to you. After looking at all these details, after hearing all these points, what do you think is actually going on between Maurice, Sam, and Pearl Watts? Is this the early stages of something real? Or is it simply a strong and genuine friendship that fans are reading too deeply into? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more trending gist and updates.